Hey there guys, it's Zologe here, and as I promised, this is the guide, I guess, how to play heroic champions slash challengers on a competitive level. Well, at least the deck that I've built. So what you're mainly going to be focusing on getting out is either your Kusanagi or your Excaliburs. Those are going to be your main Xyz monsters you're going to be going into, because they are like easy ways just to beat over opponent's cards and having just a general control of the game. Like preventing your opponent from getting out anything super duper huge. Now, I know Rungamiant is a card, but that's not the whole focus of the entire deck. Now, yeah, I get it. Rungamiant is fucking amazing if you get it out with 5 materials. Don't get me wrong. It's broken as fuck. But it's a one-of because you expend all your resources getting out this guy, and if he gets solemned, you're basically lost that game. And I don't feel like it's worth having triples of that card for just to have it being solemned 3 times, just to have it be negated once, and then I just don't have anything at all at that point. So be careful when you go for him. Make sure that you have like an open field, like not necessarily open field, but your opponent's gonna have something that prevents you from special summoning, like a Vanities or something. Prevent them from activating anything of the sort, or if they have like a Solemn Warning face down, if you either know it's a Solemn Warning or you suspect it's a Solemn Warning, wait with a combo until you have a wiretap accessible. Because if they solemn that thing, you just wasted 3 cards and allowed your opponent to get 3 monsters for basically nothing. So, yes, but if they do activate Solemn Warning and you manage to negate its effect, you have game right there, because your opponent can't stop you at that point, because your Rungamiant is going to have 6,000 attack and they just paid 2,000 for nothing. So you just beat that last 6,000 life points and you basically won. So, yes. But as I was saying earlier, this is a little bit of a guide to how to make the Rungamiant, in case you're not super duper aware of how to do it. So what you need, the setup that you're going to need is 1 face-up monster on your opponent's side of the field. Doesn't matter what that crap it is. It could be from extra deck, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as it's face-up, you're cool. Make sure that you either have wiretaps or any potential other answers to back row on your side of the field. If your opponent has any back row on their side of the field before you proceed to do this. Alright, so the cards you're going to need in your hand are, well, you're going to need 4 cards for this. 1 heroic card, the heroic champion, the extra sword, not extra sword, what am I saying, the 1,000 Blades, you're going to need that. You're going to need the Infernal Reckless Summon, and you're going to need a Blue Mountain Butter Spy. That's all you're gonna need. Potentially you can also have an Assault Halberd, but then that requires you to have an empty board of monsters, which you're most likely gonna have at this point anyway. So that's an alternate way to do it. So in case you go for the heroic, in case you go for the Assault Halberd route, you special summon Assault Halberd. You go for your normal summon of your 1,000 Blades. Activate 1,000 Blades effect. Discard that 1 heroic card. Special summon 1 extra sword from your deck. Then you go for Infernal Reckless Summon, special summon 2 more Assault Hold, special summon 2 more of the extra sword, overlay straight into Rungamiant, blow up your opponent's entire board, and smack for 6. So that's basically how the general combo works. Now, it's very risky to do, because if your opponent solemns it, as I said, you have expended 3 cards and your opponent just got 3 monsters for free. So, yes. So the safest way is to make sure that your opponent has either something which can't be special summoned, like say, I don't know, a vanity, like a Majesty's Fiend or something, or they have something from the extra deck face up, which because they can't special summon monsters from the extra deck, but it still applies as a monster, so therefore you can go for all 3 of your monsters without losing anything, without making your opponent gain anything, should you be solemned or something on that summon of Rungamiant. But as I mentioned, you're most likely not going to go into him too much, only against like the rogue matchups or a place in time when you think it's the right play to make. Now, Rungamiant is not super duper safe against Burning Abyss. Your best bet against Burning Abyss is go for your Kusanagi with 5,500 attack, because at that point, they're gonna be forced to go into Virgil in order to get rid of it, because they can't Fire Lake the thing, because we're just gonna negate it. They can't Wing Blast it, we're just gonna negate it. They can't you get the idea. The only answers they could potentially have is either 1, Virgil, or 2, it's a friggin' card that which I can't respond to, aka Divine Wrath. That is a card that they could potentially be siding against you, because it still triggers the Burning Abyss monsters effects, and it negates monster effects outright and destroys them, which is, pretty good in the game. Let's put it that way, and especially since they can do it costlessly. That is, a fairly awesome thing for them to do. But yes, as for the Shaddoll matchup, you kind of just want to go into Excalibur as often as you can, or potentially just be going into your helmet strategy using things like Heroic Chance, as well as your, Unbreakable Spirits to get rid of their constructs, and things like that. You could also potentially make a hero variant of it, using, friggin', I can't remember what the card's called now. But you get what I'm talking about, the Dark Law. But that's in a future video. I'm gonna might be making one of those eventually. And then there is the Clifford matchup, which is basically the same as your answers to Shaddolls, because you have access to both Unbreakable Spirit and Heroic Chance, as well as Advance in their case. You're gonna be having a grand old time, because that stops whatever play they're about to make and just try to OTK you, because they can't get over that. They can't get over a 3600 monster in during the battle phase. They're gonna have to stop at that point. Which is, pretty good, all things considered. So as far as the rogue matchups go, you basically just go for your Kusanagi plays with 5,500 attack, because that's kind of difficult to stop if you're not playing something like Shaddolls, which has a generic answer to it. So helmet strategies work very well against both Shaddolls and the Cliffords. As for, the Burning Abyss, as I said, Kusanagi is your best buddy there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and tell me if you guys are excited to play it, because this deck is actually pretty decent now, because Thousand Blades as well as Assault Halberd are hands down the best cards in the entire deck now, because Assault Halberd searches out everything in the deck, including himself, and you have Thousand Blades with special summons anything from the deck. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm out.